Good morning and welcome to another Monday Motivation. I am Toliu and we will just be diving into the word to help strengthen our walk this week. 2 Chronicles chapter 20 verse 2 and 3. Messengers came and told Jehoshaphat, "A vast army from Edom is marching against you from beyond the Dead Sea." They are already about 2 days away. I'm going to skip a little bit. Jehoshaphat was terrified by this news. My sharing is entitled, When Crisis Hits Home. When crisis hits home. You know, when we first hear of a crisis, our human emotions take over. Just like the verse that we just read says, Jehoshaphat was terrified. We become terrified when we hear things that are gut-wrenching, that put a dent in our plans, that just kind of brings down the mood of the room. You know, I think back to August 15th, 2018, when my family received some gut-wrenching crisis information. You know, this is when my mom sat us down and told us that she was diagnosed with breast cancer. And, you know, that was the moment that we knew that our world was going to change. Our routine was going to change. So my first key point to this morning, number one, don't be intimidated. When a crisis hits home, church, family, don't let it intimidate you. You know, look at it as if it's a challenge to overcome with God as our guide. It's just another challenge that we're going to move past once God's plan unfolds in our lives. You know, when my mom shared that news with us, of course, you know, you would think there were tears and, you know, just so many different emotions that we just couldn't contain ourselves. But I'm going to tell you this. My mom, her attitude, this is how she told us. Yeah, I just want to let you guys know that I have breast cancer. So I'll find out when I do my treatment, and yeah, then we'll take it from there. She nonchalantly told us that she has breast cancer, and it was like nothing to her. She just looked at it like it was a chore. She was gonna go through the treatment. Once the treatment was over, then we'll see what happens. So because of her attitude towards her own diagnosis, it affected my attitude. I didn't cry. I didn't go overboard with my emotions, but it kind of spoke to me like, okay, you know, she's taking it like a champ, then I can't sit here and wallow in my own tears and my fears when she's taking it like she's just going to go through it and see what happens, and we're just going to pray. So when it comes to your crisis, don't let it intimidate you. Number two, be motivated to pray. Now, that verse 3, I'm going to read the rest of that verse 3. Jehoshaphat was terrified by this news and begged the Lord for guidance. He also ordered everyone in Judah to begin fasting. Never let the crisis intimidate you, but let it motivate you to pray. You know, when things hit the fan, when things are happening around us, that's usually when we pray the most. It shouldn't be that way. We shouldn't just pray when a crisis comes, but usually a crisis does motivate us to pray. Seek God for wisdom before you do anything else, because sometimes we can make rash decisions. Why? Because we're so emotional, because we're so hurt. Suddenly this news comes and we don't know how to deal with it. We can't contain ourselves, and then we do these things without seeking God's guidance. Through my mom's treatment, I had some mighty prayer warriors that prayed us through. She did 9 months of treatment and rehab and was ultimately healed. So again, be motivated to pray. And lastly, number 3, watch him do it again. Watch him do it again. You know, for those of you who are tuning in time and time again, I'm sure we can all attest to how God has brought us through a crisis, one way or another. When another crisis hits home, we need to grab onto the miracles that he's done before. Look to before and remember the things that he's done in your life, how faithful God has been, at where he brought you from. Think about those things and know that when another crisis is knocking at your door, he's just going to do it again, just like he did before. And it brings to mind a song that has been in my spirit lately. The lyrics to the bridge say, I seen you move the mountains, and I believe I'll see you do it again. You made a way where there was no way, and I believe I'll see you do it again. I see you move the mountains, and I believe I'll see you do it again. You made a way where there was no way, and I believe I'll see you do it again. As you walk this week, church, family, and friends, remember that he will do it again. Whatever the crisis is, whatever you are sitting in right now, he will do it again. Just a quick recap. When crisis hits home, number 1, don't be intimidated. Number 2, be motivated to pray. And number 3, watch him do it again. I pray that you were blessed with this word, just as I was blessed. And again, when that crisis hits home, use these key steps to be able to fight through, to be able to get you through this crisis, to see his promises on the other side. Walk strong this week, and we'll see you on Wednesday morning for our midweek muscle. I love you all.